course, I shut it off. But I got Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like, Wu-Tang streets raised me, you know what I mean? I didn't have family, I didn't have the love. So I use YouTube. YouTube, my subscribers, I use them as support, you know? And like, you guys utilize, you guys are there for me, especially Provolone and you other guys. You know, I know you regulars. All you regulars, all you phone angels, you know, you like getting hell with me. So you've been here for a long time. Watch me change, you know. So yeah, let me break this down a little bit more. Like, you know, obviously we weren't going because they're not even setting us up with appointments. They're deading us on appointments. And I told them, I was like, I'm going to do a reckless pen. I don't care. Like I like you'll see, you know, on the other video, you know, what my fiance put up. Like, I'll do a reckless pen, like with this whole thing, because I have stuff that says we have been done over and we are good. We don't need no outpatient treatment. We just need to do our mental health and continue doing what we're doing, parenting, whatever, you know? And that was fine until I called him Charles. And then it wasn't fine. It wasn't good enough. And it wasn't jacked when we had our conference call. That's what they said. We're not jacking it. So it should be all in the minutes. And that's people that aren't Oasis certified are making all their feelings. Those are feelings. None of those are facts, because these people are always certified, so they got credentials. So would my Oasis people be allowed to say give him back his kid? Like, it don't make sense. So why are you telling me you got to wait and talk to Charles because now Katie or Charles or whatever is saying that you need groups or whatever? Like, those are feelings. How is he overriding you guys? What is on my first paper that I did last week? Because last week said I didn't need group. We were just going to do the other 2 dates. Now watch that first one change. I want to see that change because I'm calling my billing company, you know, my insurance company, and telling them there's going to be fraud. There is fraud going on because I already got them writing that they do not need treatment. That was last year. We've only have more sobriety, provable too, with urines and stuff. And we went to them and we were gonna have 2 more cases. You know, you clean your urines as long, and you're fine. Just continue doing what you're doing. You're good. But now I called, and supposedly after speaking with Katie or Charles, that they even think that I might need some groups now. So that means you're either changing what was written about me on the first last week about me and my wife. So I want to see what was on that paper, because if that's getting changed, this is fraud. This is like reckless Ben stuff. So you're going to see it happen because I went through it. I have the papers. You guys seen it, the first video of we are good. That's their decision. They're making a decision of that. This is what their finding is, and don't go to outpatient. So I don't need to do this again, but I was doing it again just to, why not? And then once they said Katie got involved and made them feel that now that they need groups, like, so you're letting her infiltrate it, or him, and put his emotions, what he wants to see us go through, and that is what wants. Those are feelings. That is not what we were already in the past done. This has been done. It can't be redone. It can't be redone over. We were said we were good. So we were said we were good by going right back to you guys, but with more positivity, more clean time, and more parenting, you know, for free, you know, like positive stuff. And we were getting, it was going to be like the same thing what we had last year. But now Katie's getting involved. So they said, you know, whatever. And they tried to get us picked up today. Like, you know, where we were going to be late. Like we didn't even know we had an appointment. Like, you deaded us on our 2 appointments. And then you said all of a sudden we had an appointment today. A car was here. Like, we weren't even here. Like, you guys are crazy. But yeah, that's how they're taking it. So I'm going to show how that place went from thinking me and her did everything. Last year, we were already good. We were already good. We got it in November? September of 2025, we were already considered good. And by that time, she never had dirty time anyway, but it's me. Fucking tons of clean time. I've been clean fucking years, I'm not worrying about that shit. But, yeah, like, and plus, this is the stuff that we're dealing with too. I might as well, put my shit out there. It's all false. You know what I mean? Like, it's saying, please take notice, privacy hearing, pursuant to Section 1089 of the Family Court will be held on such and such. The petitioner, name and title. Let me put it so you guys can see it. It's right there. I know fucking it's mirror mode, but it says Charles Scott, caseworker, address and telephone number. I won't do it. I won't do that. I think I did it by doing that, but whatever. It was my stuff. But they were saying stuff. Just showing you the stuff. Everything says case manager Charles Scott. So I don't know why I'm getting threatened. I don't know what this is about. And it wasn't threatened, it was a veiled threat. I'm not stupid. They go by my fact that I got fucking scrambled eggs, TBI. They think I'm stupid, but I'm not. I already put in my emotions. And this stuff, not true at all. It says reason for placement, respondent mother, Natasha, and respondent father, me, are sole caretakers to their child, Damien. Parents' substance issues in that they are using illegal drugs. She did 2 times. I thought she was having post-traumatic stress. I told her, take 2 hits, go around the block, like 7 hours. You're not a parent. Like, only me that did nothing. I got this 7 hours, join the clique, you know what I mean? And she did that twice, and we took a urine like right after that because I thought we were fine. And that was all she's ever did. She never did nothing after that or before that. All she said she did before she met me. But that was her whole thing. Yeah. So this is just ridiculous. It says Ms. Rodriguez gave birth to Damien at Stoneybrook Hospital. According to hospital records, Charles McConey was positive for cocaine, meth, amphetamine, benzo, like cocaine metabolite. She denied any drug use, reported and not prescribed any medication. Bullshit. Wellbutrin. Look up Google Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin and amphetamines. It causes false positives. I was on parole. So I was causing false positives. Before I was on my Adderall, I was on Wellbutrin. I still am on Wellbutrin. And I was pissing dirty for amphetamines. So, with no problems. So, they didn't ask her what medication she was on. They didn't ask her. They didn't have a chain of custody. They don't have a chain of custody. That's legal. Like, you have to have a chain of custody. Everybody's hand it goes into so it wasn't contaminated. And there's more to it. Like, I could show you. It says, is this it?
No.
Yeah, well, I'll read this. According to hospital records, Charles McConey, all right, I read that. Mr. Sanders reported a past substance abuse history. He's engaged in medication system treatment at Sun River Health as boxing. I take that for pain, and, whatever they say for heroin too. Whatever. I did heroin, so fine. Say it's for that too. Additionally, according to a Suffolk County Police Department incident reported 4/5/2024, no kid yet. So they're talking about stuff about my past. I mean, a lie anyway, but about my past when there was no kid even yet. Even she wasn't even pregnant yet. So why is that on my paper? That is stuff you got to look into. Police responded for an AIDA case related to an overdose to Mr. Santamaro. No, he didn't. No, they didn't. I could swear to you. Look it up. It's got to be public knowledge. John Santamaro III. April 29th, 1980. Look it up. You know what I mean? Like, they're fucking lying. My sister, it was lying. It was my sister that was lying. She connected with my mom and connected with her and got her by herself when I was with all the men, when the men tried getting me for what I said already, for saying that my sister's a nigger lover. Meanwhile, I got a black half son and I'm with a black woman. I said, that's funny. When you hard R me, when I was on the phone, like, you hard on me, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, you're our racist family. Like, you forget we are our racist family. So you guys can all get upset and say, now I'll say he's lying. They've never said I was lying before, so why would I start now? We were a racist family until Joe from Gordon Heights was obviously taking her for a car and took her, you know, he's got her, Snow Bunny. They had to accept it. It was a big deal. And if they lie, they are just whatever. They're just lies. I know they love their kids. I know they love their kids. They love time. Nobody's saying anything like that. People could change. People could change. So I'm not saying they're not better people, but we came from a racist family. Like, come on. Like, every time I talked or any rap music I played or any, you know what you called me. Even when cell phones weren't up big and we were on house phone, we didn't have one that stretched outside. I was a hard R every time. You know, and you'll deny that. You know what I mean? Like, and you tried to say I called Crystal a nigga lover because Tommy was there. No context, nothing. It wasn't how she was only 21 when I said it, and I was 24 or 23. And I said that because she was getting beat and he was messing her car up. You guys weren't doing nothing. And I know what would get her mad. Like, that's just what kids do. Like, you didn't give him no context, so he assumed it was him, and he, who Crystal said, has Damien 80% of the time. Someone who used to be a convicted felon, who's not the son, the father, I mean, 80%, but a convicted felon who's hiding the money from when he did the farmer's market, and I know about that, so, you know, you guys know about that too. So I don't know if I should even have brought that up, but whatever. So that's more stuff, you know, like, you know, that's not claimed, but you're saying you're in poverty, so you better be able to afford all the stuff you got beautifully. You know, they say that I said that I told them yes, so my parents would leave me alone. Yes, I told her, if my family ever asks you that, tell them, yes, he did do that, because we're here for Damien. We're not here to argue with you. That's why when they asked me when I needed a ride for the reservation after court, I said, you can leave us here. And they asked me the next time, what was it for? I told them for fucking weed. I said, you want to know why? You know, you want, like, to Natasha, I told them that because that's what they thought. They're not going to ask me that if they thought tobacco. So if I tell them tobacco, I'm going to be sitting there arguing with them when I could be hanging out with my son. You know what I'm saying? I could be hanging out with my son. So I just told them that crap and let them think what they want. I'm clean. You know, I was clean anyway. I don't care what they think. These are all feelings. Those are supposed to be fact tests, fact-finding situations. But I don't know if these are fact findings. I haven't been able to say one word other than I do and John Santamaro. I couldn't correct nothing or even say that fraud was being said when I showed you the text. She said I wasn't trying to fix the bridge, but all I say is I'm trying to fix the bridge. I'll do anything. You know, you're trying to make them, because I can't talk, make it look like I'm a bad person. Like, why? Why? We haven't done nothing for you. Have a restraining order. Like, how can I fix a bridge? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I can't go there. Refrain from whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing what I can do by doing positive things and telling you positive things, and you're saying the opposite. But you know, I'm not gonna read you all this. They wrote all stuff wrong. The toxicology. You know, they're saying he was dirty. I showed you the paper. I got it in storage. You know, when I get it for court, I'll show it back up. But it's in my older videos. He came out clean under the sun for everything. You know, the meconium. I got a 20-minute video. It's on my video. It's on one of my videos. They're not nothing. They're not used for court. They're fucking medical only. Like, and we weren't high together. The 2 times I had her smoke, I didn't smoke, so there was always a sober parent, so there was no neglect. So why is this going on for 2 years? This is what I'm talking about. Why all these lies? Like, I want you to have them, because so one person Come on in. Open the door, baby. You know, so people could just know that it was just bad stuff. You know. No, it's no problem. I'll just push it off. All right, yeah, I'm sorry, but like you guys that are like, want to see, it's like you see all the stuff that I say, how it's not right, and all the stuff that they did. I even wrote if stuff was correct. And they don't let me say anything, and it's a child that's gonna be a child always loses. The hell what John feels, or what Natasha feels, or what the Guardians feel, it's Damien. You know what I mean? Like we have so much fun with him. You guys see all the stuff we do on Facebook. Like we got the little swords. I'm gonna smack him with the swords. He's gonna smack his pop too. Cool stuff. You know what I mean? Like we've all done good things. Like I don't see how we wouldn't get him. Like we weren't bad to begin with. Like we had him for a little over a month, and I had to give him to my sister because we were going homeless, and we had one dirty urine. Like I explained it, and she doesn't do any of that stuff. Whatever. But, hopefully you guys find something, and, that's part 3, I'm going to keep doing this, though. I'm not scared no more. My stuff is going on here, because it's all going to be evidence. I don't care, because I've done nothing wrong, and I've never once got told he's lying on his Facebook. I'm putting people's personal stuff out there, and they're not liking it. That's how I was raised. I didn't like it, but I was raised like that. How is that possible? Where I don't got family to run to hug. So I got a YouTube, but I'm told not to use my YouTube channel. You guys are not making any sense. So what? Run to drugs to help me with my problems? You know what I mean? That's obviously something I would not do. So I don't know what you guys are trying to do, because going to this drug program now is time taken away from me and Natasha with our son. That's what you're doing. You're trying to add the 15 out of the 22 months. You're trying to make that legal still, when it's not legal. It should have been went to TPR in February, but it still went, and it still should not have, especially when fraud was said right before it. That's why it went through. So I hope all my stuff gets out there, because I have a lot to say, and fraud proved with text, the iPhone text that I say bridge and everything, and I will fix it and do everything. There was 2, the Monday visits right before court, and everyone after it, and everyone I have prior. Good. It's me being good, trying. But I'm trying against people that I will never be allowed to be with again. So if I win Damien back, it's what I said. It's just me and my family. That's it. Us 3. You know what I mean? And because my family don't want me. Obviously, because I couldn't see Damien, me and Natasha, when we were in a tent, unless we showered, because they knew we couldn't afford to take the shower. But the second we got into a shelter, which should have been the first day, but nobody would help. Nobody would let us use their their mailbox so we can get a real DMV ID. Not even family. When we had a phone break and we needed a new iPhone, went to get it sent to my family's house. That was on my road that we were sleeping at, basically Hawkins, the sump. And that was a problem. But that's my grandma's house. But I couldn't even get that there, and I couldn't get IDs there. I mean, I got the phone there, but I couldn't get IDs there so we can get married and get into a marriage shelter quicker, even though we're in a shelter, which means we should have been in one the first day. But nobody wanted us to do anything. But the day I got into a shelter, which we could shower every day, my sister went and made it to where we can only see the kid with, the lady's name's Indu. She's a wonderful woman with only 1 hour a week. And we did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. There was an argument. I got into an argument with my mom with text because I said she was drunk, and she messed with my sister. And all of a sudden, my sister didn't want us there, you know, and we had it all worked out. Like, it was his birthday and everything. So we can't go near him. We need someone else. And you're not telling us what his is, if he's peanut allergic or not. Like, you're not his parents. Like, you don't have parental rights yet. We do still. And we texted you for that, and we did not get that. But that's what we get. And now we have proof, but we have more proof. Now you're not giving us medical records that could cause a kid's life. And that is not your position. You don't have that much power yet. So now, did you only not claim a lot of income that me and the IRS are doing whatever? You're doing fraud to make me look bad so you could keep this kid from us. Like, this is bad. This is bad. You guys got bad intentions, and I could tell, and we're still going to fight. We're going to fight until we're going to get shot in the heart, not get shot in the back running away, giving away our freedoms, our rights. No, we're going to get shot in the heart, fighting until the very end. All right?